Good morning. Hello. I hope that you had an okay time getting on today. Looks pretty good. I think I've just had some, I had some problems. Let's see, when else did I have problems? Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning, my computer kept freezing. Don't go away. I will be right back. Actually, I have a couple things. Hi from M&P. Hello. I'm going to do one thing here, I think. Continue. Okay. Okay, don't go away. Be right back. Had to get my water. You know how I am in the morning. So yes, Tuesday night, it was me that my computer kept freezing on everyone else. So it's just so interesting. This whole online stuff, but that was brand new. In the 9 weeks we've been doing this, that has never happened before. So I think, there's probably a combination of different things going on with overload, maybe. And I don't get the best service here. So I was thinking that because you all have this beautiful slot for yourselves every Wednesday morning, that if there's anything, and you probably already would have too, but if there's anything that you want to work on, even if it's either something that you're not sure about, or you're not really good at, or something that you're really good at, send me a little message through text messaging, or even through here. Pat, you've gotten pretty good at sending me little messages. You can continue to do that way. Or we can have another little chat. We can talk on the phone, or we can talk video chat. Either way, I really enjoyed our face-to-face. That was over a week ago now, I think. But having that face-to-face, Maureen, was really, really nice. So please, send that along to me if you have any requests or anything you want to work on. So, and of course I've been thinking that all along, but I just wanted to really put it out there in case you have anything you want to work on. So I have been working on keeping in mind that you all and other people are doing maybe more yard work than they're used to. So maybe their arms and shoulders, and of course the core. We're always working on the core. And then so that stretching through our legs, all kinds of stretching. We use everything. If you're doing your yard work right, you're using your legs and your core just as much as your upper body. So I keep that in mind when I'm teaching the classes, and particularly because I know you all are doing your different things at the beach house. So that, and keeping in mind with your back, Maureen, and Pat, with your tight hamstrings and stuff. But I think we're really coming along with everything. It's just so wonderful. So have the ball handy, and if you have a blanket, go ahead and sit on that, and we'll get started. So don't mind my morning cough. It's certainly that time of year too. I find that I have, my daughter worries about me. She says, "Mom, what is wrong with you?" Because I can't breathe. It's not COVID. I know. I go through this every year. I have allergy-induced asthma, where there are days where I just feel like I can't get a deep breath. And so having our breathing techniques is, I feel like if I'm going through that probably many of my clients are going through that, with the sort of the, maybe not necessarily difficulty breathing or getting a deep breath, but maybe the something along those lines. And that's why I like to focus on our breathing techniques. I know that you don't like the alternate nostril breathing, so that's okay. But let's just sit, and I don't think you do anyway, but that tends to clear the whole sinus areas if you have any clogged happening, but so do other breathing techniques. So let's do the Ujjayi breath, which is inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. No, I'm wrong about that. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose, but we're closing the back of the throat as if we're doing with the mouth open, as if we're going. So let's do the first couple with our mouth open. We'll take an inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And this time I still want you to do the ha, but with your mouth closed. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose, inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. So continue with that breathing technique. I just have to turn off a couple of settings so that we don't keep hearing noises. And with the Ujjayi breath, it's also called the ocean breath, and kind of as if you had a shell to your ear and you're hearing the ocean. The Ujjayi breath is also really good for the nervous system, can relax the nervous system, which of course is also one of those things that many of us are dealing with right now. Let's go 5 more and get as deep as you can to the deepest part of your lungs, expanding through the rib cage as we inhale. And completely exhaling. When you feel you have no more breath to exhale, go ahead and exhale some more. When you feel you have no more to inhale, go ahead and inhale some more. Completely exhaling. Let's take 3 more breaths, focusing only on the breath. And let's go ahead, open our eyes. If your eyes were closed, we'll roll our shoulders. And keeping our hands low, maybe they're moving on our legs, but not lifting them. See if we can just move our shoulders forward, up, back, and down as big as we can. And let's go slow with it so we feel everything along the way, enjoying the journey instead of getting that circle right away. Oftentimes going slower in our yoga and Pilates, right, makes the movement a little more challenging, but in yoga makes it more where we can feel everything happening and really pay attention to how the muscles are interacting together, right? We use some muscles to bring our shoulders forward, some different ones, and some of the same ones to bring our shoulders up. Same thing when they go back and down, and just like I said, enjoying the journey instead of just getting that circle of the shoulders. Let's reverse the circles. Let's bring our shoulders up as high as they can, forward, and our hands are still resting and moving on our legs. We don't have to move them too much, right? Just if we keep them still, but keep them down. Back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down. Good. Now, lifting our arms, let's bring our elbows into it. So elbows down, elbows shoulder height, maybe a little higher. Bring them back and down. We're not bending and straightening our elbows, right? But we're just sort of drawing a picture, drawing a circle with our elbows, maybe a picture. That would be a good little project to do, to draw a picture, paint with our elbows. And let's go in the other direction. I bet that would be really good for our shoulders. And when I get more movement in my shoulders, I'm starting to hear crack, crack, different ligaments moving around, different tightness of the shoulders and the neck. And then let's relax, let's release. We'll take the right arm back, and we can go back as far as we'd like, but don't force it, because there's a lot more stretching when we have our arm reaching. Let's take this arm back. So we're just right now circling the right arm back, and then let's take it to the left. 3 big circles. If you're feeling any pain or discomfort, because we all have different rotator cuff muscles, right? Different things going on with our shoulders. Don't go as far, just readjust. And of course, we're still staying strong through our core, even though we're seated, not moving. Good. So let's take our right arm. Now let's go for a swim. Crunch, crunch, crunch. And if, as long as that crunching, again, is not painful, go ahead and just work those muscles, joints, and ligaments out here. Let's hold here. Roll the shoulders back and down, just readjusting, engaging the core in and up. Let's take our chin to chest, stretching gently the back of the neck, those big muscle groups that go down alongside of the spine, big muscle groups of the neck. You may feel it further, like maybe even going to the mid or lower back, depending on our tightness here. We're still keeping our shoulders back and down. And then looking straight ahead. Good. Let's look over our right shoulder. Keep those shoulders back and relaxed. Staying relaxed in any poses or flows that we're doing seems kind of counterintuitive, but it's really not. We want to try to relax as well as keep strength in the muscles as we hold a pose or move through a flow. And then we'll take it to the other side. And it's just a matter of getting used to scanning our whole body as we're moving, getting inside, working from the inside out, and then back back to the center. Good. Ear to shoulder. Big muscle groups of the neck. You can also readjust. We're moving slowly through the neck, always being respectful of the neck. And we'll take it to the other side. So feeling our poses from the inside out. And I like to remind us to work from the core, even though we're just moving through our neck. Coming back to the center. Let's bring our hands forward, spreading our fingers, bringing both arms up. Our palms are facing each other, shoulders down. Beautiful. Good. Now palms facing forward, and let's take little angel arms, keeping the arms in line with our torso, coming back up. Staying nice and strong through the core. And then rolling our shoulders. Let's take ourselves to all fours for our cat and cow. And again, enjoying the journey. Maybe spending an extra breath or two in any part of the cat or cow. Perhaps halfway in your cat, it feels really good, and you want to just breathe into it. And then continue on your journey to the deepest expression of your cat or your cow. And then holding here, we'll get a little stretch through our wrists and our forearms, turning the hands out or one at a time. We're not putting a lot of weight on our hands. And keeping that in mind, and shake it out. Other side. And shake it out. Let's go ahead and send our hips back, reaching forward, breathing. Child's pose or puppy, wherever feels good. Keeping our elbows lifted so we can get a little bit of a stretch in and around the shoulders, maybe the arms, triceps. And then let's go ahead and take ourselves back to all fours. So remember our little mini, I like to call it a mini plank, where we come forward, we reach our hands to the end of the mat and come forward, roll the shoulders back and down, and take a look where your hands are. We want the hands lined up with our shoulders. So in my case, my hands were a little too high. And I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm talking about, right? So we're looking for a straight line from the knees to the shoulders, not letting our hips drop too far. So we don't want an up dog position. We want our hips to be higher rather than lower, or as straight from our knees to our shoulders as we can. And then adjusting the shoulders, if they're up here, if your hands are too far forward and our hands are not lined up with our chest and our shoulders, then we have to adjust those as well. Taking the shoulders back and down, and then let's press the hips back. And then we'll come forward again. Shoulders go wide, nice long neck. Let's not let our head drop or our head lift. Try to keep in line with the rest of the spine. And remember, the hips are not too low or too high. When we work in this way, we work very deeply through the pelvic floor. So keep strong through those muscles. Keep zipping up the front core. And let's take ourselves back, stretching back. All right, bringing ourselves forward again. And then this time, let's take a circle. Let's go around to the right, all the way around to the left. Come back up, and let's get that little mini plank. We've done this before, And then we'll go to the left. Let's take an inhale, halfway around. We exhale. Hold here in our plank. When we get to our mini plank, let's make sure our shoulders are not up, right? We want to adjust. Make sure our hips are not lowering. So let's go a few more times in each direction. Using your breath, get into your own space, working from the inside out, feeling our poses from the inside out. Pratyahara is one of the 8 limbs of yoga, and that is where we're practicing from the inside out. How do you feel? Inhale halfway around, exhale the other half. Let's go a couple more. Remember to take your time during this journey, but also when you get to that point where the plank is sort of the ending and the finishing, the beginning and the ending, make sure the shoulders are not hunching up. Shoulders back and wide, as if our shoulders are getting wider and our neck is getting longer. Good. Let's take it to our plank, little mini plank. Stay strong, and then we'll press back one more time. This time, sliding our hands back for our child's pose. And then coming up. Feel free, I think you're on your carpet, so you may not want to do this, but if you want, we're going to be on our knees, sort of in camel pose for a little bit. So feel free to cushion those knees again. It feels good even if you are on a carpet. And let's circle the wrists. And then let's spread our fingers and then take our hands to fists. Let's keep our hands in fists. Let's circle those wrists. Circle in the other direction to make our way up. And then circle in the other direction, make our way down. And let's spread our fingers, reaching up and down, angel arms, so our palms are facing forward. Checking all those points of reference. Our feet, our tops of our feet are down. We have a straight line from our feet to our knees, our hips and our shoulders, keeping strong through the core. Rolling our shoulders and hold it here. Reaching our arms out. Here's where we'll take our cat and cow. Let's first do the cat and cow with our bodies without moving our arms. So let's send the tailbone forward, shoulders forward. Keep reaching our shoulders and arms wide. And then arching, send the hips forward. Tailbone is still grounding us. Lift the heart a little more. Breathe. We don't want our head to drop back, but we can lower it a little further. Pull the belly in, right? So we're doing the cat and cow with just our spine, with just our torso, keeping our arms wide. So curling and arching. It's not a big move. Curling, whole spine, and arching. Let's go ahead and get our arms involved. Curling, fingertips together, bend those elbows like we're hugging a big tree, and then open, stretching. Curling and opening. Curling and opening. And let's take a child's pose, sending our hips back. Let's take our hands and a little pat on the back, the neck, the upper back and the neck. And then bring ourselves back to all fours. We're ready to get into our first down dog, so rolling our toes under and down dog. Pedaling our feet out, waking up the legs, the back body. Remember to, again, check in on the shoulders, check in on the stretch that you're getting through the legs and the back, the core. Keep breathing. Keep smiling. And then let's bend both knees. Let's go ahead and make our way to the front of the mat. Curling up. Good morning. Here we are. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Keeping our hands to heart center. Check in on your mountain pose, maybe readjusting your feet and your knees. And then left arm comes up. We're reaching, we're lengthening, just tilting where it feels right and bring that hand back, hands to heart center, thumbs resting on the heart, spreading the fingers, right? So they're spread as much as is comfortable and pressing together. Let's take the right arm up, lengthen the side body, keep pressing into our roots, the ball of the feet, the heels of the feet, other side, reach, lengthen up, and then over a little, and then coming down. Make sure the whole body is engaged, is part of this movement, right? It's participating. The core is engaged, and it changes as we lift up and over. Maybe we cinch in that waist a little more. One more each side. Keep pressing. As we lift one side, we're also pressing that side a little bit more. Pressing both sides of the feet, both sides of the legs, so it's a whole body. Holding here. Always readjusting if you need to. Let's shake those legs out. And the reason why I have us do that is so even though we're paying attention and everything is participating, lower body all the way up to the top of the head and the fingertips, sometimes we get stiff. We want to just sort of release between our movements. Let's take both arms up, shoulders down, engaging the core. Knees are soft. Let's take both arms over here. So this can be a little more challenging. We don't have to pay attention as much to the tilting as to pressing into our roots, rising up. Shoulders back and wide, even here. And then pull the belly in a little tighter to bring us to the other side. Make sure that left shoulder stays back, right? Sometimes we go into a tilt, we start tilting our body or twisting, and we're just getting a side body stretch here. And then come back to the center, hands to heart center. So we'll do that again. Inhale, both arms up, shoulders back and down, and reach, straighten the arms as much as we can without lifting the shoulders. Keep pressing through both feet, lengthening the spine, lengthening the torso, the waist on both sides. Pull the belly in tighter to the other side. Let's get taller. We're going to be taller after this class. Reaching, breathing. If your neck feels like it's straining, you can move your head a little bit, right? You can look down, you can look up, always respectful of the neck. Never tighten up. Let's bring our hands here. Let's take a sun salutation. Beautiful sun today. And just honoring the sun as we wake up our whole body in this yoga practice today, every day. Let's get two more. Taking a chair, sitting the hips back, reaching the arms up, shoulders back, and coming back here. Let's do two more. Inhale, exhale. Remember pressing through the ball and the heel of the foot, toes relaxed. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale, this time holding here, hands to heart center, sending the tailbone down into the earth, belly pulled in. We're going to take a forward fold here, so pull the belly in, taking a forward fold, bringing the fingers into the earth, relaxing through the arms and the shoulders, and then shaking the head. So as we go through our practice, right, so we're just holding and sort of melting over our legs. Things may come to mind that you want to ask about, and then of course after practice we'll probably forget. But as we go, so one of the things I'm thinking about here is, I'll say go ahead and melt over our legs, let your arms and shoulders relax. Here, your shoulders may be coming up around the ears. We can also keep pressing them wide and feeling a little more of a stretch. Let's roll up, pulling the belly in, stacking the vertebrae. Shoulders come back, head comes up last. And inhale, sitting back into our chair, hands to heart center this time, stepping back for warrior one. Right leg comes back, lower that back heel, adjusting the hips more towards the front, pressing through both balls of both feet and both heels. Maybe pull up through the arches, toes are relaxed. Inhale, exhale, you know what to do. Cinching in that waist, feeling a beautiful stretch somewhere, right? Breathe into that stretch. Also, focusing on our breath can help with balance. Instead of focusing on our balance, focus on your breath when there's a challenge. Focus on the breath and send the breath to wherever that challenge may be. Good. Hands to heart center. Let's reach up once again. Shoulders back and down. Zipping, cinching, everything to keep strong through the core, bringing our hands down here, right? So we want to pay attention to our core no matter what we're doing. If we're not in yoga class, we still want to think about our core. And so if we feel a little soreness there from any classes that we do and we're out mowing the lawn, maybe we'll keep our belly pulled in, right? So feel free to adjust. Our hands are down by our sides. Send those fingertips into the earth. Toes relaxed. Check back in on your feet, sending those roots deep. Send the root chakra deep. We're going to take ourselves to one side. Little tilt. Pull the belly in, and let's tilt to the other side. Coming back to the center, both arms up, shoulders back, and let's go ahead and tilt to one side. Lengthening the torso. Instead of just thinking that we're folding over, we're lengthening, getting long. And then pull the belly in tighter. We'll take it to the other side. Continue to breathe deeply wherever you need it. Coming back to the center. Let's bring our right arm down. And then reaching the left up, right down towards the earth. Bring that left shoulder back. Keep cinching and zipping and lacing that corset. Pull the belly in, both arms up, left arm down. Taking it to one side. Keep breathing here. That front knee is over the front heel. Toes are relaxed. Both arms up. Hands to heart center. Good. Let's step forward. Readjust our feet. Inhale, taking ourselves to a chair pose. Hands to heart center. We're taking a forward fold, bringing those fingers to the earth. Hold and release through the shoulders. Shoulders go wide. Staying strong through the core, relax through the neck. Let's get 2 deep breaths here. But as always, if you need to come up sooner, that's fine. We're going to press and roll up when you're ready. Inhale, exhale. Sitting back to our chair. Let's step back with the left leg. Warrior 1 here. Adjusting. You know you can always adjust your feet so they feel right for you. And looking for that uncomfortableness, not pain, but something that might be unfamiliar and uncomfortable, and just being with it, being with whatever discomfort. Maybe it's all in here, and maybe some's here and some's in our body, right? We're feeling a stretch. Let's adjust so our hips are more towards the front. Let's bring both arms up. Lengthen the torso, send the tailbone to the earth. See if you can relax your toes, pull up through the arches. Bringing our hands to heart center. Good. Let's bring our hands towards the earth. So our shoulders are back and down and wide. And here, reaching our fingers into the earth. Always check back in on your breath, your posture, your feet. Let's take it to the right. Pull the belly in to the left. Shoulders stay back. And back to the center. Both arms up, palms facing each other, shoulders down. We'll do the same thing. Remember, it's a lengthening of the torso. We don't have to worry about leaning over so much. It's more of a lengthening, reaching shoulders wide. Taking ourselves to the other side. Feel free to breathe into wherever you need to. Feel free to adjust. Bringing our hands down. Good. Let's take our right arm up, lengthening the arms in opposite directions, and go ahead and take a little tilt here. Make sure we're not tilting forward. Try to keep as long of a torso as you can. That plumb line going up to the ceiling. Belly pulled in. A little tighter. Both arms up. Bringing the right down and lengthening here. How does that feel? Breathe into wherever you need to. Coming back up. Holding this warrior 1 pose can be very challenging. Let's take our shoulders down. So sometimes it's just releasing, breathing in our pose. That's where the uncomfortableness may come from, is that we're holding a pose, even though we're flowing in this pose, holding a pose for a long time. Come back to the center, hands to heart center, and let's step forward. Holding here. And inhale, exhale. Taking our forward fold, releasing through our torso, strong core here. And let's go ahead and roll up. Let's take a sun salutation. I like to use the Ujjayi breath throughout my practice. And you can use whatever breath you like, as long as you're trying to bring yourself back to your breath the whole time, inhaling as deeply and slowly as you can, and exhaling as deeply and slowly as you can. Good. So let's go ahead and rock our feet forward and back. Little massage for the feet. And then lifting all 10 toes. Let's separate all 10 toes. Perhaps feeling a nice stretch through the middle of the toes, maybe going all the way to the rest of the foot, maybe even up the legs, right? Everything's connected. And then let's relax those toes down. Good. Let's do that again, lifting our toes, separating our toes, breathing here. And then lowering our toes, rocking forward and back. Good. Taking care of our feet is so important. Let's take our right leg. We're going to lift our right leg and circle. Here, circling with the knee again. All right, so now we're back on that canvas and circling, painting with our knee. Bring it in 3 times in one direction, 3 times in the other direction, lower down. Readjusting our feet for mountain pose, and then we'll circle the other hip. Good. Circle in the other direction. Lower down. Holding here. So let's just find our mountain pose and breathe. Feel free to close your eyes to help yourself go deeper into Pratyahara, which is one of the 8 limbs of yoga. It also is where we go internally. How do we feel and feel our poses from the inside out? Or find that drishti, because if you can do the same thing, just focusing on a spot way ahead, either on the floor or on the wall, you can still accomplish that centering from the inside out. Let's stay with our mountain pose for 3 or 4 more breaths. And bringing our hands to heart center, lifting our heart to our thumbs. See if we can keep our fingers separated and gently pressing together. So let's take our dancer pose. We're going to do something for everyone. So we're going to take our dancer pose, starting with pressing into our roots. And from our dancer pose, we'll bring ourselves forward to our standing big toe. Kind of weird, huh? All right, so we'll start with our dancer pose. So we can hold on to our ankle here, or from the inside. From the inside might feel more uncomfortable, but it also might help keep that leg in alignment. And right, we want to get comfortable with our discomfort, not with pain, but with discomfort, something that is unfamiliar. And then just lengthening. Feel free to reach forward with the heart, press into that hand so the foot comes further away from the hip. And then go ahead, release. See if you can come to take your peace sign fingers, wrap them around your toe. They can go around from the inside or the outside. Depend on your shoulder. How does that feel? Try it both ways. Again, this is all an experiment. And standing big toe, either lengthening the spine or curling, either way, staying strong through the core. and lower down. How is that? Weird, different, uncomfortable, maybe, right? Getting comfortable with our discomfort. All right, ready to take it to the other side. Perhaps just staying here, perhaps reaching. Try to keep both feet, knees, hips, shoulders in alignment. Feel free to take it further forward, breathing. And sometimes doing those poses that are most challenging to us or that we don't like as much as our other poses is also getting comfortable with that discomfort. And then when you're ready, bringing ourselves forward, standing big toe on this side. Don't look at me because I'm all over the place. Looking at your Dristi, at your Abraham. Feel free to fold forward or stay as tall as you can. Don't force anything. Just finding your place in that pose. Staying strong through the core. Stay breathing. And bringing ourselves down. So, were you holding your breath? Just a question. Okay. All right. So how about we do that one more time, but instead we're going to do standing big toe to dancer. Do whatever side you'd like first, or if you'd like, stay in your standing big toe or stay in your dancer. Whatever you want for this next balance pose, right? Or do the one you dislike the most. When you're ready, if you'd like, do the dancer first. Reaching, lengthening. No, that's wrong. Doing standing big toe first, huh? Yes. Sorry about that. Whatever leg you'd like to start with. Play around in your standing big toe if you'd like. Don't look at me. And then go ahead and take your dancer. Try to find length here. And when you're ready, taking it to the other side. We'll start with standing big toe. Take it to dancer. And then I'll meet you in mountain. Let's take 3 slow, deep breaths in mountain. And let's just sort of shake our arms out. Hands not too rigorously because we always, again, want to respect. We don't want to pull ligaments by shaking our wrists too hard. And then let's roll our right foot forward, perhaps perhaps allowing a little stretch through the front of the foot and roll our left foot forward. Staying nice and strong through the rest of the mountain, right? So we're just sort of using our mountain here to roll our feet forward and then holding here, sort of perched on our little, our toe, the tip of our big toe, I should say, and then circling. Let's circle with the knee again, but we're keeping our big toe down. And then left side, circle, 2, 3, and circle, 1, 2, 3, and readjust. Let's take a sun salutation. Enjoying the journey here. Hands to heart center. Engaging the core. We'll take a forward fold here, pressing our fingers together and into the earth. Letting our shoulders and arms release and relax. And then taking our hands down to the mat, step back for a plank. Lengthen and hold in our plank, breathing. And I want to see if we have time today for some tricep work. Not really. So let's send our hips back, stretching. And coming to a seated position. Keeping our legs in front. Let's take a reverse table. Lifting our hips, shoulders back, breathing. Reverse table. Maybe feeling a stretch through the shoulders. Our fingers are towards the towards our feet. Fingers facing towards our feet. Unless that feels really uncomfortable through your shoulders, you can adjust your hands out or even back, but keeping the elbows soft. Let's lengthen our legs out. We'll do a reverse plank here. Stretching, lengthening. See if we can get a long line from our feet to our shoulders and not letting our head drop, but we can lengthen our neck a little and then lower down. Adjusting, finding our sit bones. Inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Let's lengthen here. Let's lace up that corset. Let's get our shoulders wide and back. Legs and feet together. Flexing the ankles here so the toes are pointing up. Keeping the knees bent somewhat or a lot. And just breathe here. So maybe keep breathing in our forward fold. Maybe we can take it a little further, but let's just breathe here into wherever it's tight. And let's hold this for a little longer, getting comfortable, or just acknowledging the discomfort in holding a pose. And then, if you'd like to take a deeper expression of our forward fold here, go ahead and do that. Shoulders wide, strong belly button area. Folding forward, releasing through the neck as the shoulders go wide and back. Breathing deeply and slowly. If you can stay here for 5 more breaths, please do that. And then stacking the vertebrae, coming up to seated, bending our knees, and just loosen through the hips and the legs here. We'll lengthen, actually come to the end of our mat, and then we'll curl down. We're going to get some twists in before our Shavasana. So lengthening our legs. First, let's get that full body stretch, front of the body stretch. Lengthen the torso. Inhale, reach. Exhale, keep reaching. And release. Let's bring our right leg up, circling that hip a little, circle in the other direction, taking our right foot to our left thigh, right arm out to the side, and go ahead and twist over to the left shoulder. Right shoulder stays down, both shoulders relaxed and down. And we can look out towards our right hand, or we can continue looking at the ceiling. Find release here. Breathe into wherever you need to. Pull the belly in strong, and let's bring ourselves to the center, lengthening both legs and arms. Full body stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Bending the left knee and circle that knee and circle in the other direction. Taking the left foot to the right thigh, let's go ahead and get a twist here. Keeping our left shoulder down, keeping both shoulders relaxed. And the right leg stays somewhat active or straight. We're staying strong through the core. Let's get 1 or 2 more breaths here. And then coming back to the center, lengthening, full body stretch here, reaching, lengthening, breathing. And then let's go ahead and rock and roll up. We're going to either take a ball or take a blanket or pillow, place it between the shoulder blades, and then make our way back down here so that your head can come down. And if this is uncomfortable, this is one of those things that I'm going to say, don't get comfortable with the discomfort if it bothers your neck or shoulders. But if you can lower your head down and get a stretch through the chest and the front of the shoulders, go ahead and do that. Knees are bent, legs are together. Keeping the eyes on the ceiling. Anytime we're in sort of an inversion, we don't want to take our head side to side. Not good for our neck. Keeping our eyes right on the ceiling. And the same if we're in a bridge pose. Opening up, breathing, and then pulling the belly in. Let's go ahead and roll off the ball. And then preparing for Shavasana. So if you'd like to take your Shavasana with the ball under your hips, go ahead and do that. And remember, your shoulders are taking the weight, your feet are taking, or hips are taking the weight if you're on the ball. If you're in a bridge, or just go ahead and find your Shavasana. Honoring your yoga practice by bringing it all together in your Shavasana. Breathing. Feeling your Shavasana from the inside out. Perhaps bringing back your Ujjayi breath, your ocean breath, or whatever breath is comfortable for you. Allowing complete inhale and exhale. Getting comfortable in your stillness. Bringing your awareness back to your breath. Small movements. Feeling free to stay in your Shavasana a little longer or coming up to a seated position. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace in our thoughts, peace in our words, peace in our heart. Namaste. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.